Howdy y'all, and welcome to Dustin Time. For those of you who are new, I am Dustin, and for those of you who are returning, welcome back to another episode of Building with Dustin. This is episode 34, and we are doing 18 Culpepper House old. I called it old because, yeah, well, we'll get into that in the speed build, but this one is 57,537 simoleons. It uses pretty much damn near every pack in the game. Sorry about that. And yeah, so let's just go ahead and get on into the speed build, shall we? Okay, so I decided to call this one old because for the last apartment in the building, I decided to make the apartment like it was an elderly woman who lost her husband years ago, never had any kids, lives by herself. Last apartment in the building to renovate. She's not renovated this apartment like the other three are very modern. This one's very old school. It's got some damage done to it. I changed the floor plan, which you'll see at the end of the speed build, which you can kind of tell here. I flipped everything, and I also made this apartment a 2-bedroom. And I should have told you that at the beginning, but I kind of spaced. But and this right here in the kitchen, I used the new country kitchen kit because I thought, why not? It's an older looking kind of country worn down kitchen. And I thought maybe that it would be good for this build. So I decided to use it. One of the things I don't get about the country kitchen kit is I don't know why they didn't make that sink right there. It doesn't attach to the sides of the cabinets. There's like a little bitty gap, which I think is just odd, but it's okay. For $10 or for $5, I think it was a pretty good pack. It came with a lot of pieces. The kitchen's very detailed. The pool handles and things like that are very detailed. It's just a very well detailed kitchen set. And for this apartment, this woman is, she lives on her own. She's in love with cats and she's into knitting, and that's about it, to be honest with you. So this apartment shows that. Some of the stuff you won't see, like I forgot to actually add some of the cat things. So I added them after the fact, but they are in the photos at the end. And yeah, this was just a fun apartment to build because it's kind of out of my realm of style. I don't really build things that are very like old school looking or like that are run down, and so every time I have to build something that's kind of run down, it's kind of a challenge for me, and I do enjoy a challenge, so I thought that was kind of nice. One thing I did notice about this apartment, and I don't know if anybody else is having trouble with this, but I noticed when I tried to place a few things that the apartment was kind of, what's the word I'm looking for here? It was causing things to jump around and move like they wouldn't normally do, and I just don't understand what that's all about, like why it was causing items to jump up and down. It kind of didn't make sense to me, so I was just kind of like, well, damn. So there was a lot of editing for that. I had to edit that out, but you know, I mean, overall I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out. Like I said, my chair keeps rolling backwards, getting on my damn nerves. Like I said, I am happy with how it turned out, but I'm curious to see what you guys think of it. It's definitely like I said, it's different for me. There's a lot of paranormal stuff in this too, which I apologize for, but I just like a lot of the accessories and the chairs and stuff that come with that. They're kind of old schooly. Yeah. And so there's a fixed item in this apartment that you can't actually remove, which is a plaque on the wall. I used the closets to hide the plaque. I thought, what a better way to do it. So you don't have to really deal with that. It's not in the way of anything. If you don't have get together though, I guess you could delete the closets and just go from there. But I mean, you could just leave it as dead space so you don't have to see the plaque. The bedrooms are still fairly big, and surprisingly enough, this apartment always threw me off because I feel like the way I did the layout is much better than the way EA does the layout, because the front part where the bedroom was so huge. It was a huge bedroom. It was the whole front of the apartment, and it just didn't make any sense to me. And the way I laid it out this time, I think it makes a lot more sense. So now it's a 2-bedroom. And for this apartment building, I pretty much did every style apartment. I did like a 1-bedroom, a studio, a 2-bedroom, and a 3-bedroom. So it just kind of made sense. And quite a few of the things you will see in here though are base game. So if you download it and all you have is like city living in this, you'll have it. I did use the vampire lamps because they just look kind of old school to me. If anybody is interested in building my cat lady and like, you know, 3 or 4 cats, I would love that. If you do, make sure to let me know. Put a comment on the video, and when you upload her to the gallery, hashtag her, hashtag DustinTime, so that way I can find her. But I would love to see what somebody does with her. I gotta quit saying I know I say that all the time, but I just get so like when I'm doing these speed builds. And this is actually such a short speed build, you guys. It's only like 15 minutes. I swear that is the shortest speed build that I've I think I've ever had. The other one might have been fairly short, but these were also kind of small too. So, I mean, I guess I can kind of see that. But I am trying to make them shorter. I don't know how well that's going. I mean, it's not going very well. Some of them are really long. I can't help it. I can't help it. This, she does have a knitting room, so if you don't have nifty knitting, you are gonna have an empty room, and I literally mean pretty much completely empty, because it's a craft room, so I had to use all the craft stuff. And for those of you who don't know, if you're placing apartments, make sure you delete everything out of it, including the interior walls, before you place it, because if you don't, and because my builds require move object on to place, if you don't, things will overlap each other and you'll kind of have to go through and delete stuff, and it's kind of a pain in the ass. Also, for those of you who don't know, you can save apartments to the gallery, but you have to save them as a room. So what you have to do is say there's a door, the hallways like this. You need to go through, and what I do is wherever there's a door, I remove a section of wall next to the door, even on the closets and stuff like that. So then that way the game recognizes it as one big room, and you upload it as a room and not a build or a house. I always try to give them the title of their address, so that way people know exactly where the apartment goes. Like, this apartment's not gonna fit in any other apartments. It's only gonna fit at 18 Culpepper House. So, just so you know, that's where it's gotta go, and that's how you upload them. So there's that. What was I gonna say? I did actually get to use a few items in this build that I never used, so that was kind of exciting, like the old-timey cookie jar and things like that. And I don't really use the holes in the walls too much, or the cobwebs, but again, for the rundown build, we got to use them, so that was pretty exciting. I did include some of the cat things, but I forgot cat bowls, and I definitely forgot the litter boxes. I did not put any litter boxes, and if you had 5 cats with no litter box, whoo, heaven help you, girl, because that would stink to high freaking heaven. So, that old chestnut. But yeah, I just love the way this turned out. I love that fridge and that stove and the new Bust the Dust, or not Bust the Dust, Country Kitchen pack. And just for any of you that got the Bust the Dust pack, if you get overwhelmed, because I didn't have this issue when I did Bust the Dust, I played for hours and 2 or 3 sim days, and I think I only had to sweep technically once or twice, if even that. I've heard a lot of people saying that their houses and stuff got very, very dirty very quick. And so if you go into settings, go into pack settings, there's no scroll bar, which I kind of feel like it's an oversight, but there's no scroll bar. But if you collapse some of the other 2 packs, because there's only not in the pack setting, there's only 3 of them that have options. If you can collapse the other 2, you'll see Bust the Dust, and you can turn off the dust. You can still run the vacuum because it'll let you vacuum anytime. So I've decided that if it starts to get on my nerves, then that's what I'll do, is I will just turn it off, and then I'll just be like, oh, you need to vacuum. Now, I don't think necessarily the maids will vacuum if you don't have Bust the Dust turned on, but again, what are you gonna do? So as far as I know, I did not see Bonehilda, because I played in my haunted house for a little bit the other day. I did not see Bonehilda run a vacuum, and I've heard other people say that she doesn't run a vacuum, so I am hoping they'll update that at some point, because I don't see why she wouldn't run the vacuum. She's a maid, she operates like a maid, so there's that. But yeah, I do wish that, I really wish there was a way we could color one side of the apartment door, so that way if you wanted white doors, you could have white doors, because I have a little bit of OCD, and I can't stand when the doors don't match the front door. I do it sometimes, but it really grinds my gears, and I have to go through, and I usually go through 2 or 3 times and change the doors back and forth. I of course edit that out, but yeah, it just kind of drives me nuts. This bathroom, I was trying to go with a 70s kind of feel to it, but I decided I didn't like the green, and I didn't feel like that it went with the rest of the apartment necessarily. So but I did leave the bathroom in this one, because otherwise it would have been a really, really short speed build. And I guess there's nothing wrong with a really, really short speed build, but That's clearly not my style. What can I say? What can I say? I may do a touring the neighborhood video like I've done before. I usually try to, after I finish a building, an apartment building, or a neighborhood, I try to go through and do like a quick tour, like in live mode, so you guys can see. I don't know why I just said live mode. I usually say live mode, but whatever. I try to go through and do like a little walkthrough so you guys can see like the houses, like as you're walking through them, not just necessarily photos. I know some people do tours at the end. I don't do tours at the end because it gives me anxiety trying to get the camera to work properly. For some reason, when I'm recording like that, I don't know why. So I found it easier just to do the photos, because then they're there and I can just continue to talk over them. I don't have to change screens or anything, and I don't have to record it separately or do anything like that. So, which I could be doing it the hard way, because, you know, I'm still learning all this. I may not be doing it the easiest way possible. I keep looking at myself on the screen because I feel like my hair is a disaster zone today. Like, I feel like my hair is such a disaster, the Red Cross wouldn't even give it coffee. So there's that. But yeah, and it's so funny because the main part of the apartment, the floor plan, the bathroom, the living room, the kitchen, the hallway, took me like 2.5 hours to do, and then the bedrooms, 30 minutes. So you tell me and we'll both know, girl. I don't know. So there's that. But I think I did a fairly okay job on the bedrooms. I won't say that they're like my best work, because like I said, again, I was kind of out of my comfort zone and using a lot of things that I don't normally use. So there's that. I was just trying to make it look old lady-ish. You know, that old chestnut. I tried to record this video a minute ago with my blinds open because it's a gorgeous day outside, but the lighting was not the best. I will say that. It was definitely not the best lighting. So, you know. Here's where I start to add in a little bit of the kitty cat, meow, meow, meow stuff. Wow, sorry about that. Let's talk about that real quick while we have a second. I say that to my cat all the time. I don't know why. I kind of harass him and follow him around the house. I'm like, kitty cat, meow, meow, meow. And sometimes he meows back, so I think he gets that it's about him. I think he gets it. I almost used that cat rug, but I didn't. Look, I had my remote in my hand. Sorry, I fiddle. I almost used that cat rug, but I was like, she's not that crazy. I feel like at one point, like they might have had a little bit of money. Maybe her husband or even her did something at one point in time that made quite a bit of money. Because I mean, the furnishings in this apartment are fairly nice, and it's actually like a fairly decent sized apartment. I think it's like the second biggest apartment in the building. So I mean, somebody might have had some money at one point. Who knows? I don't know. I was trying to put some plants in there too. Wasn't having good luck. I tell you, I love the palm tree that came with Paranormal Activity. Not Paranormal Activity. Paranormal Stuff. The damn thing's huge, and like the branches, like they constantly stick out, and they stick into things, and it just like. Also, if you guys are wondering how a Christmas goes in a haunted house, I just posted an episode of Dustin's Days, and we spend Christmas in a haunted house. So, which also we've got some episodes of Dustin's Days coming up soon where we're going to Strangerville, and I feel like as I was watching last night editing the that last episode in the paranormal house, I foreshadowed something that happens in our new episodes. So there's going to be a death. I foreshadowed it. And for those of you who don't know what foreshadowing is the depiction or the description of an event that has yet to happen. Here's that jumping around I was telling you guys about. It was going like up and down on the wall like this, and I couldn't get the damn thing to work right. So I ended up just putting it near the bottom and putting Control 9. What are you gonna do? Another thing I've noticed about the apartments that really drives me batshit is the fact that in the rooms that are like angle, straight angle, like the bump outs in the front of the building, the floor in the angles turns a certain. I think I tried to. I was gonna say they turn a certain way and it doesn't match the floor, but you should be able to rotate them. But I'm pretty sure that I'm smart enough that I tried to rotate them and it did not work. Here is the crafting room. I'm absolutely in love with the crafting room. And my theory is that Granny makes all these little Grimm stuffed figures and she sends them to people she thinks should die next, because she's not the sweetest old lady on the planet. Plus she likes pretty colors and she likes to knit. And I mean, what's up, my Knitta? Knitta's for life. So, you know, just saying. I ended up changing those chairs to some university chairs and I think they went really well with the room. I'm sorry if you guys heard that. Something just slammed into the side of my house. There's the living room finished. Really happy with how it turned out. Here's the kitchen. I did do a little recoloring because there was a lot of white in here. And here's the entire great room, so you can kind of see the front of the building. Here's the hallway. And here is the craft room with the addition of the litter box and the cat tree. Here's the other side of the craft room. And here is the bedroom. And here is the before of the floor plan. And there is the after of the floor plan. So that's it for the speed build, guys. All right, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this speed build. It is on the gallery now. Make sure to like the video if you haven't. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Make sure to ding that there bell so you get notifications when I post new videos. Also, I post on here when I go live on Twitch, so you guys will be notified that as well. You can come over and hang out. We can shoot the shit. We can get to know each other, and we can just have a good time. I hope you guys are having an absolutely wonderful week. I love you to Della Reese's Pieces, and see you later, y'all.